Hi, we finally made it to Chapter 4. What is the power of the monster? Now, considering that this is the final paper of the semester, and as such should be the very best work you're capable of doing, I want to open up the subject area beyond just Chapter 4. You can choose your own topic for this assignment, but it must be developed as an argument based in research about something connected to monsters. For example, now you could choose to write on any of the making connection questions from this chapter, okay? And that's fine. Go through the readings, read the questions. If you find something exciting and interesting to you, great, do that. Or you could choose to research and investigate a monster that has not been talked about this semester. Actually, quite a few. You might particularly look at a monster from a non-Western tradition that has been overlooked so far. Argue how the monster reflects its time and place of origin. Or you could choose a monster that has been recorded in many different cultures and places throughout history and examine its different manifestations. What do those different manifestations reflect about the cultures from which they come? Such monsters could include dragons, vampires, witches, both male or female, were-people, so you hear of werewolves, right? But there are also were-bears and other types of creatures. Mere-people, like mermaids or mermen, or any other such creature. So I'm talking about a type of a monster that basically is archetypal. It shows up in various places all around the world. Now, if you have another topic that I haven't thought about and you would like to write about, please come to me with this. However, you must talk to me by Wednesday, May the 12th to make sure the topic is acceptable for this assignment. Don't just say you're going to do that, not do it, and suddenly drop a brand new assignment on me, which I may in fact reject. Now, the final paper is due on Friday, May the 28th, 11:59 p.m. That is the official end of the semester. Do not be late, as Canvas will shut down. Okay? We really don't want that to happen. When you're doing your paper, please be sure to follow the out-of-class essay guidelines for matters of form and style. If this is something I've been talking to you about and you still don't know what I mean, please go back to the introduction module, look at those guidelines, watch the video. Be sure to include a word count at the end of your essay. Everybody's been pretty good about doing that so far. Remember, you must meet minimum requirements, including word count, sources, and subject matter. Again, no late essays will be accepted. This is the end of the semester. The Canvas shell will literally close down, so do not be late. As always, we're going to divide this up a little bit. First of all, you are to submit a thesis outline to Canvas by Friday, May the 14th, 11:59 p.m. Please have MLA citations for 4 of your sources, none of which are from the textbook. I want to repeat that because some of you have been still a little unclear. That's 4 sources, not including anything from our textbook. A participation grade will be assigned for this. Then, as we've done previously in the first 3 chapters, the class will be divided into peer editing groups. Submit your rough draft to your Canvas work group to me by Tuesday, May the 25th, 11:59 p.m. So that, again, please remember, you have to submit the rough draft to the work group and you have to submit the rough draft to me. Then you'll have 2 days to do the peer edits for the work. Submit the peer edit to your work group and the peer edit to me by Thursday, May the 27th. Now, please note that these days are different from our previous due days. And this is because all of our papers before have been due on a Monday. We don't have the luxury of a final weekend for this paper. So if our final paper is due on Friday, May the 28th, all the other days have been scooched back a little bit to accommodate that. So don't come back to me and say, hey, I thought this was due on Wednesday. No, it's due on Tuesday or it's due on Thursday, okay? We don't have that extra time. The minimum requirements, we are boosting the word count to 2,000 words minimum, with approximately 2,500 words as an upper limit. I'm pretty flexible on that upper limit, but I just want you to understand I'm not asking for a 3,000 word essay, unless you have 3,000 absolutely spectacular words that have to be read. The mistake is going the other way, going short. Right, so our previous essays have been 1,000 to 1,400 words, and many of you have had no problem making that. This is going to be twice as long. This is why it's important that you choose a really good topic that you can really talk a lot about, and that's why we've opened up this Chapter 4 assignment to lots of different possible writing topics. Make sure you have a strong essay structure, as we've been doing all semester long, including a well-structured introduction with a hook, subject, thesis, the concession, which is the arguments opposed to your thesis, the counter-argument, if you will. Somewhere in your essay, rebuttal arguments, usually strung through the main body, in which you're responding to those concession points. The main body, now the main body in this paper is going to be much longer, of course, than the main body in our earlier papers, since this is twice as long. It's not that we write paragraphs that are twice the size. You have more paragraphs, period. This will affect, of course, what you write about. It also affects the thesis, where a lot of you have been very comfortable introducing 3 major thoughts in your thesis and then writing 3 major paragraphs in your essay. Now you'll probably have 6 paragraphs. But you can't have 6 major thoughts in your thesis. That's too many. So your thesis should probably coalesce around the 3 most important points of those 6 points that you're going to make. And then the conclusion, which does the 3 things we've always talked about: restate the thesis, step back and look at the big picture, and provide a clincher for the entire essay. The minimum requirements for this assignment are to have at least 8 sources, and 6 of those 8 must originate in print or have print analogs. Remember, that means they're books, magazines, newspapers, journal articles, government reports, something that was originally produced in print or side by side in print. Now, 4 of these sources must be scholarly, which means they're dissertations. They could be peer-reviewed journal articles or excerpts from university press books. Now, you could have all your work scholarly work. In fact, that's pretty solid if you do, but it's not necessary. How do you find these scholarly works? If you're still asking that question, go to the Mesa College Library. Our databases have them, okay? Particularly EBSCOhost and JSTOR. We have ebooks at Mesa College Library as well. ProQuest is likely to have some dissertations, by the way. And there is, of course, online Google Scholar, which is kind of an online database that everybody has access to. Please remember that our textbook does not count as a source. And if you take an article from our textbook and you cite it to something that is not the textbook, like the original source, guess what? I'm not fooled. I know what's in our textbook after all, okay? So it still will not count. You can use them, don't get me wrong, you can use them, they just don't count towards your minimum. An MLA format for documentation, including in-text citations and works cited. At this point in the semester, I'm expecting, well, maybe not perfection is quite the right word, but I do want it to be very, very, very good. Some of you are still having major problems with MLA format, which just simply tells me you're not doing the hard work. It's not difficult to do, but it does take time. There is a difference between being hard and taking time. Okay, so you sit down with the MLA format sheet that I've created for you, or look at the Purdue OWL website, the MLA Style website. We have a lot of resources. There's no excuse for getting it wrong. And one final time, I'm going to repeat myself here. If you use a citation machine, guess what? It's on you if it's wrong. Quite often, to be honest, it is wrong. So be careful about that. So If you want to talk to me, please come visit me during my office hours, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Use the office hour announcement that has the Zoom invitation. It hasn't changed all semester long. Looking forward to seeing what you can do on this assignment. Good luck.